Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Thank you for joining us. Hope your Saturday's starting off well. It's November 8th, 2025. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show, hosted by Mike Overson of Luminate Bank, Scott Wolmering, and myself, Ryan O'Neill, with the Minnesota Real Estate team, REMAX Advantage Plus. Here all hour. For your questions, comments, thoughts, 612-294-6949. You can interrupt us at any point or comment on the social media stream. Scott, good morning to you, buddy.
Yeah, good to be here. Appreciate everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Like Ryan says, the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We do this every Saturday. Love your comments and feedback. You can just go ahead and post it right off social media. Or you can go ahead and text us at 612-294-6949. And then we got about 5 seconds here.
Yeah, we're getting ready to go live on air here. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Will be a fun show here today. Here we go. Good morning. Welcome to the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Thank you for joining us. Hope your Saturday is starting off well. And this is, again, the Minnesota Real Estate Show, hosted by Mike Overson of Luminate Bank, Scott Wolmering, and myself, Ryan O'Neill, with the Minnesota Real Estate team, REMAX Advantage Plus. This is a live and local real estate show. You can interrupt us at any point, 612-294-6949, 612-294-6949. Scott, good morning to you, bud.
Yeah, good to be here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Excuse me. Like Ryan said, Minnesota Real Estate Show. Love your comments and feedback during the show. 612-294-6949. You can text in any questions or go live on air. We love that. Or if you're following us on any of the social media, just type in your question. We'll handle it as we come. Mr. O'Neill got in early this morning. He was at a Vegas trip. For those that don't know that's kind of like hell on earth for Ryan to go. But you did a whirlwind. It was business related. Got back early this morning.
Yeah, we're out in Las Vegas for a big Zillow event. So agents, brokers from around the country really getting together in Las Vegas with all things Zillow related. And then we're down, my brother Tim and his 4 kids, his wife Annie, my dear mother, and I were down at Notre Dame for a few days. They're still down there. Oh, wow. I flew back today. And speaking of travel and TSA, I did give a big high five to all the TSA people. And you could feel it palpably, how unhappy.
The good mood they were in.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. And again, thankfully, there was no delays. Got on the plane today, but you could feel the frustration.
Totally unreal estate related. And I promise we'll get into real estate, but I've always thought about the worst jobs ever. And to me, the worst job on the planet would be I lost my luggage guy or gal. I mean, right? Everybody's mad. Everybody.
You're tired.
They're just ticked. Their bags are gone. No one ever walks up and says like, "Hi, how you doing?" They're just super.
Doing your job.
Super mad. Those people get paid like $500,000 a year to go through that.
Yeah, you need, Ryan. Don't you think you would need some type of customer service, like how to what's the word I'm looking
Deflate.
for? Yeah, just how to communicate with the customer, Ryan.
Yeah, they need some soothing voice, perhaps, in an airport to get people through the day. That does sound like a stressful job.
Oh my gosh, that'd be the worst job.
Hey, you're hearing a fun laugh as well from a wonderful partner on the Minnesota Real Estate Show, Cam Seamers. Cam is with Midwest Money Management. We're going to be having her segment coming up in a bit. But Cam, thanks for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
It's good. You got to keep us on our toes.
Absolutely. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Well, and for those that are following on social media, there's finally somebody shorter than me. Every Saturday, I'm surrounded by monsters, 6'4" and 6'5". So I love when Cam's on the show.
Giving Scott some extra height today.
That's right.
Hey, what's going on here? Interest rate wise and real estate wise, a quick update for everybody here in the first segment. Interest rates this past week really pretty flat. They went up just a little bit. 6.22 is showing right now as the average 30-year fixed. This is from Freddie Mac's website nationally. So still right in kind of the low sixes range. And then Scott, just from a real estate standpoint, new listings up about 7%, 1,210 new listings. Pending sales also up 6.5%, 899. And then the inventory is about even. We are at 10,641 homes for sale in the Twin Cities. Scott, a little bit more inventory, which is good. A few more pendings last week. Quick thoughts?
Quick thoughts are, I think we're going to have a duplicate of what we did last year and frankly the year before. I remember I was going to say 10,600 homes had to be flat because I know Mike and I last year were wondering if we were going to hit 10,000 homes before the end of the year because, you know, we've been at 4,500, I think was the lowest. And so, it's I think we're going to see a spring market that is very, very similar to what we just went through. Lots of activity, very low. If we're at 10,600 homes, let's call it 8,000 to kick off the year. And if we're at those kind of numbers, it's going to be a very busy spring. So again, all real estate markets have someone that benefits and then someone that doesn't. If you are a buyer right now and you don't have a house to sell, October, November, and December are your best times to buy by far. And I've seen the sales coming across the board on the Minnesota real estate team. Lots of buyer sales. Those guys are making the right choice.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a quick ending there, Scott. You just kind of wrapped it up there.
That's how I do things. That's how I transition.
I mean, just anything else you want to add? Oh, man. It was fun. I do have to say, just real briefly, to be back at Notre Dame. I haven't been there in a long time. And it was great for my mom, too. Took a lot of nice pictures. Cool. Mom was there. Again, our late father, Bob O'Neill, loved Notre Dame as well. And so took a lot of great pictures by the grotto, which is the replica of in Lourdes, France, with all the candles and it just and a football game today. So Tim and the kids and Mom are there for the football game. They're going to be whooping it up a little bit, Scott.
Yeah, that's nice. When Bemidji Tech has their get together, we just go to the corner bar, grab some beer, and a few hot dogs. So that's sweet. You know, Notre Dame, a little different. Everybody in there, Argyle sweaters. Argyle sweater turtlenecks. Do you guys still?
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised there. Hey, it is already the first break here at the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We've got a few listings we're going to feature coming up. 612-294-6949. You can reach us live in studio by phone or text. Cam with Midwest Money Management is here today, talking a lot of tax-related important items as well. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Cam, great to have you.
Thank you. Yeah, so happy to be here.
Fun.
Always love coming out.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, it is. It's confusing sometimes because the TV station's different than the radio station.
Yes, and I did take a small visit to the TV station today. They're still up and standing. I just feel like I got to check on them every once in a while. But we also made it over to the radio station, which is just a couple of blocks away.
You checked it out. You say hi to anybody over there?
I did. I gave them all my hello. Gave them your guys' best wishes.
Frank Vassalero, Amelia Santinello.
Yep, saw them all.
Good morning, everybody, too. Thank you all for the nice good mornings from, again, whichever social media platform you're catching us on. If you're an active agent or broker in the market, whether with our team or with another company, feel free to share, too, what are you seeing right now in the current market? Anything unusual, anything different, any trends at all? Don't hesitate to comment as well with any thoughts that you have to share. Cam, I got to congratulate you. You were recently married.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. We're going on almost 6 months of marriage, which is crazy. I feel like May was just last week. So, and we just got back from our honeymoon. So we did 2 weeks in Italy, which was amazing. It was my absolute dream trip. So
fun.
Yeah. So we're coming off of a newlywed high right now.
Yeah. If you go to Italy, you almost have to go for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. I mean, to take it all in and the flight. What is the flight? 12 hours?
It was 9 hours on the way there, 10 hours on the way back. So yes.
And where in Italy? What towns?
Yes. So we flew into Rome, and they just have like a new direct flight from
Roma.
to Roma. Yes. And then we actually went to Malta, which Nick found out while we were in Malta that is actually a different country than Italy. So we spent a couple of days in Malta, and then we went back up, and then we did like the southern coast. So we spent time in Positano, Amalfi, and then ended up in Rome. So
Malta. Wow.
Yes.
That's an island.
It's an island. It's a teeny tiny island.
Okay.
And it was full of culture, like full of just like history. It was awesome.
Have you been to Italy, Scott?
I have not. Actually,
you need to go.
Got added to your list.
Jen always wanted to go. So actually, Jen and my mother went for 10 days, about 7-8 years ago. They loved it.
Why did you not go?
I'm not a Europe guy. I've done Europe. It's not,
Sure.
I just.
Yeah. All right. We're going back live on air. I have. Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. We're going back live on air. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Welcome back to the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We appreciate you joining us. And again, interrupt us, 612-294-6949 at any point. With the state of the government being shut down as well, Scott, TSA being affected. Obviously, a lot of the talk right now is regarding SNAP benefits. And certainly, I think probably everybody could agree there's probably a lot of some waste with it. And there's a lot of really good people that need this as well. That's why next week, so on Friday, November 14th, through the O'Neill Foundation of Hope, we are doing a food drive.
Awesome.
Food drive. The first $5,000, the O'Neill Foundation of Hope purchased $5,000 worth of food. And we have produce, fresh fruit, vegetables, various staple foods. The food distribution day is this Friday, November 14th from 12 to 3 at our Bloomington office location. And each family or individual can receive up to 3 bags of food while supplies last. It'll be first come, first serve. And you can spread the word to others. You can donate at o'neillhope.org. You can bring food donations to our Bloomington location on Friday, on November 14th, between 9 and 10 a.m. And the address at 1650 West 82nd Street in Bloomington. If you just Google the O'Neill Foundation of Hope, or you pull it up on social media, you'll see all the details on there. But Scott, again, a lot of people, a lot of very good people hurting. So again, the first 5,000 we've purchased, additional donations we're taking, food contributions as well. This is going to be a big event.
Yeah, that's awesome that you guys are doing it, and people are hurting. And we just have to pray every day that this shutdown goes away. I'm assuming there's people out there that have had VA loans, FHA loans that probably have not been able to close on their properties. And those are small things. Eventually they'll be able to close on a property. But if you're somebody that needs, needs food, this is tough times.
The driving back from the airport today, I was talking to the Uber driver, has 5 kids. And I asked him, I said, how have things been? He said, this is almost the slowest it's ever been with the airport.
Sure.
So you just think about all the industries and everyone affected through this nonsense. Just crazy stuff, Scott.
Yeah, it is. And we don't need to get into the reasons why it doesn't really matter, but it's still in the shutdown and it needs to be removed. And it looks like there's going to be some drastic things possibly happening on the current administration side, which I'm not really in favor of. But at some point, you got to be able to open the government up. And if they're not going to open it up, you got to do it.
Hey, I just wanted to mention Rodolfo Trujillo, RT, outstanding agent broker on the Minnesota real estate team, RE/MAX Advantage Plus. Cam, he's got a listing in Minnetonka, 14451 Wellington Road for $799,000. It is a well-maintained home in Wayzata, and this is offered for the first time in 35 years. Wow. It's got main floor has a home office, open concept kitchen, high-end appliances, oversized center island. You've got a spacious dining, perfect for entertaining. Scott, there's a beautiful sunroom addition in 2019, one of the home's favorite gathering spaces. And then the upstairs has 4 Very nice sized bedrooms, primary suite, walk-in closet, and lower level has a recently built 3/4 bath, a 5th bedroom, plenty of storage. Lots of highlights, gutter helmets with heat tape, a nice front yard, backyard, 3-car garage, epoxy floors, 14451 Wellington Road. And Scott, there's an open house, actually. He's doing it today from 12 to 2. Rodolfo's a hard worker, that guy, great agent.
He is an incredibly hard worker and a very, very good real estate agent. If you need any help with anything, Rodolfo would be a good guy to reach out to.
Yeah, let me do the official introduction for Cam Seamers. Cam Seamers is a certified financial planner for Midwest Money Management, located at 17316 Kenyon Avenue in Lakeville, Minnesota. Securities offered through JW Cole Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Fee-based investment advisory services offered through JW Cole Advisors Inc., a registered investment advisor. Midwest Money Management is independent of JW Cole Financial and JW Cole Advisors Inc. Good morning, Cam.
Good morning. There's nothing like a quick intro. Thanks for that.
Yeah, speed reading. Speed reading.
Well, yeah, I need to get some glasses. I wouldn't be able to read that. my eyes are so. My kids are like, "Why don't you get glasses?" I'm like, "I hate glasses."
You need to.
But I need to get glasses.
Literally go to Dollar Tree, and I go about every 3-4 months and buy about 4 pair, and you just keep them around the house.
In every room, yeah.
There you go, Scott.
Dollar Tree. What is it? Everything's $1? One of those.
Well, it like went up to $1.25. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
So.
probably.
All kinds of stuff. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. Cam, tax season. We got a lot of stuff
season.
going on. Talk what's cooking with you guys. Midwest Money Management. Great timing to have you on the show here.
No, love to be on, especially this time of year. We're just coming off. I spent the last week working on required minimum distributions. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's when, folks turn over age 73 and older. There's a specified amount that they have to take out of pre-tax accounts. And so I have been working in the background to calculate all of those amounts and then contact our clients, letting them know that, hey, you got to take this money out to avoid penalty from the IRS. So
I did not know that. So when you reach 73 years old and you've got your money doing what it should be doing.
Yep.
You are forced annually to take out a certain amount so they can tax it.
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is just that's just dumb.
And
take it from where though? Like what kind of account or what?
From like an IRA, an old 401k, something like that. So anything that you haven't paid taxes on yet, you now have to pay taxes on after age 73. And then that age gets pushed out every once in a while. So it used to be 70 and a half. Then it went to 72. It is now currently 73. So if you turn 73 in 2025, this is your first year that you do have a required minimum distribution.
Did not know that.
Yeah. And then in addition to that, if you like inherited a pre-tax account from, somebody that's passed, there's also a required minimum distribution on that. And that doesn't start when you're 73. So that starts essentially in the year that you inherited. So the government's got all sorts of ways.
I'm so mad that you're on the show now because that is going to bother me. It's going to bother me all week. I cannot believe that you're forcing a senior citizen to take money out that they're just fine leaving it doing what it should be doing because they need to get taxed on it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And is that, so again, maybe a simple question, but that is, what if someone has money invested at Charles Schwab or something like that, and it's not in that kind of account?
Yeah, so if it's not in a pre-tax account, so let's say you own an individual stock that's just on its own, you don't have to do the required minimum distribution. If it's in a Roth IRA, you don't have to do the required minimum distribution. So it really is just on a pre-tax account, what would be in an individual retirement-based account or a 401k, 403b, and you're over the age of 73.
Hey, good question here, and this is a kind of speaking of tax time.
Yeah.
This is related to taxes. Saying, guys, the city that I live in, my son wants to go to the high school there, but technically there are multiple school districts. And so he's being redirected, even though we pay property taxes to that city, he's being redirected to another city where he needs to go to high school. So in other words, that's a good question.
That's a thing. It happens. And whenever I have a client that is, for example, on the border of whatever, let's call it Lakeville, Rosemount, Apple Valley, Farmington, and one of the schools is District 196, and that's where his kid needs to go, but he's actually in Farmington. Will they allow open enrollment? And if they do allow open enrollment now, what are the chances of them pulling that, 3 years down the road? Because of course the family doesn't want to do that. You don't want to pull your kid out of the school they're in. So it's something to pay attention to for sure. It's very common.
Yeah, and that's a hard question. Again, if you're paying property taxes to that city, you own in the city, hey, my kid should be able to go to that public high school. Yeah. And that is, unfortunately, very common in a lot of different suburbs. And it's something just to be aware of. So when you're purchasing your real estate, knowing what school district you're in, that also, again, for buyers and sellers is a big driver of value as well. Talking to your agent and saying, look, how is this school district? How is it ranked? How is it known? That's going to impact your resale, Scott.
No, it is for sure. Hey, switching gears, Cam, I had a question.
Yeah.
hey, thanks a lot.
Let's bring it back to me, if I have a question and I don't answer,
you better get to it.
I better get it out, or I'm going to forget it.
That's what I'm here for.
So one of the most shocking things to me that we've been covering on the show the last few months is the first-time home buyer age range has gone from 24 about 5 or 6 years ago to 38. Well, of course, that is not good for a real estate market when you eliminate 14 years of people being able to buy a home. How are you seeing that on the investment side? Or what age are people getting proactive or active in any way? Because I didn't do a thing until I was in my 30s.
Yeah. That's such a good question. I would say like the average person that probably comes into our office that isn't like a relative of one of our other clients is probably somewhere in that like 45 to 60
when
range.
They start. Yes.
Yeah. But I think what's unique in our business, like specifically at Midwest Money Management, we're mostly a referral based firm. And so we get a lot of kids of parents, or we've even got a family that's third generation right now. So we've got the grandparents, the parents, and the kids. And so as somebody that's under 30, like I love to see young people coming into the office to like get them started, answer the questions, be a resource to them. I feel like that's what every young kid kind of needs in their life. So, but I would say the average age is probably somewhere in that like 45 to 60 and maybe even closer to the upper 60 range.
Which is so sad because, and again, when you're dealing with someone that's 22 years old, they're like, whatever, I was the same way. I got all the time in the world. But if you can break through that melon to let them understand that what you can do for $50 a month now, when you're 45, you're going to have to be doing $3,000 a month to get the same exact end that you're going to end up at. And I've been impressed with these younger kids. A lot of my clients that are first-time home buyers that are in that 27 to 30-year-old range, they've got a financial planner. So they're plugged in. That's why I was asking the question. See if you see that.
Yeah.
That's a good one, Scott.
Thank you.
No, it is something to think about. And it's I think for a lot of people, of course, a function of having the down payment. Now for buying the real estate, you think about that. And again, FHA, you need 3.5% of the purchase price. So if you're buying a $300,000 home, you need $10,500 in the down payment. Scott, FHA conventional loans even do 3%. There's some of those that are 3%. Our veterans, the VA loan is 0 down. And so just some things to think about for each of you. Again, already at the halfway point here at the Minnesota Real Estate Show, we're going to be diving a little bit more so with Cam from Midwest Money Management. Feel free to join us, 612-294-6949. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Yeah, a lot of young people just not, probably just not thinking about it. Like, well, I need to invest money. I need to do something longer term.
And I think a lot of times too, it like feels intimidating to go to a financial planner. Like,
yes.
I think because we get this when clients come in, they're like, oh, I didn't know if you guys would even take me on as a client.
Sure.
Or, I didn't know if I had enough money to meet with a financial planner.
Yeah.
And the thing is you don't need to be wealthy to meet with a financial planner.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of planners out there that, Midwest Money Management, for example, we don't have any account minimums.
Yeah.
And so we are able to help the community at large, no matter like what the dollar amount is. And so it really gives us the ability to kind of help people across spectrums. And you also, like, from a business perspective, you never really know like when somebody that maybe doesn't have a lot of money is going to turn into a client that has a lot of money.
Sure.
Maybe a lot of their money's tied up in a 401k and they can't move it out of there, but then they move jobs. All of a sudden you might have a client that had $10,000 with you. They could have $1 million with you. And so you just really, you don't know like who people are going to end up to be. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm passionate about like our business structure, because it feels like we get to really help the community at large.
You're passionate about the human you're talking to.
That is how I got into this industry.
Yeah, right.
I was actually never going to be a financial planner.
Yeah.
I just love people. I love meeting with people and I love helping people. So that's kind of why I found a niche in it. But
Did you turn the heat down?
I tried to.
It is
it's a
hot in
little
here.
warm in here.
Right, it is. Where I can tell you're about ready to rip that
Well, I
thing
feel like
off.
I'm in a Swedish massage parlor. So,
It is hot this morning.
It's a little warm.
So if you see one of us kind of keel
Yeah.
over a little, you'll.
make sure you keep your legs bent.
Oh man.
That's funny. Yeah, I was wondering about the younger kid things. Like I've told Ryan this for the last couple of years. I've been impressed at how kind of financially plugged in, these 28-year-old, kids are. I mean, my daughter Jordan is 29. She's bought and sold five rental properties already.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like when I was that age, I was thinking about Pacific Club downtown. And I'm probably outdating you, but it was an old nightclub, but that kind of stuff. I wasn't thinking about financial anything.
I think a lot of it too is like based off social media. I mean, you've never had more access to knowledge.
Yeah.
And so I do think that we see a lot of young people that are getting a lot of good information from the internet. I mean, obviously there's bad information out there too, so check your sources. But yeah, I do think access to information is definitely helping people get a leg up.
What? You think about. We've got a question for you, Cam. We're going to hit. Actually, we'll go right to it here. This was a listener. Hey, welcome back to the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Again, check out the O'Neill Foundation of Hope, our food drive we are doing next week, Friday, the 14th in Bloomington. You can donate either food, bring food directly to that location. You can donate online to the effort. The foundation has purchased the first $5,000 worth of food. And you can share the post online. Again, if you just pull it up on Facebook or Google the O'Neill Foundation of Hope. Appreciate your support on that. A lot of really good people who are hurting right now. And we, the Minnesota Real Estate Show, want to do our best to help. Cam, this question's for you. Just says, hi, I'm wondering what % a person should pay to a financial advisor for managing their money. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
What should you pay? That's kind of the big question.
That's such a good question. And honestly, like the answer is kind of broad because there's a lot of different compensation structures out there. And so Midwest Money Management, we are a fee-based firm, which means that most of our company revenue, I would say about 98 to 98.5% comes from fees off of the accounts that we manage. And the other 1 to 2% of our company revenue comes from commissionable accounts. So there's some things that you absolutely have to pay a commission on if you want to purchase. So like life insurance is one of them. So if you buy life insurance, you're paying a commission to whoever. And so we have the ability to do that in-house, but it's a pretty small piece of our practice. And so really it kind of depends too on the service that you're getting. I would say Midwest Money Management in the relative industry, we're a really high touch, high service firm. That's what we like pride ourselves in. And so, our fees are probably, I would say somewhere in the 1 to 2% range on an annual basis, would be an appropriate amount to find yourself somewhere in the middle of there.
Yeah. And I think what's unique too, actually being a client and referring friends, family, lots of different people. What's interesting and what I like, many things that you do, but one of them is you actively manage the funds.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you hear a lot of the horror stories of you put a bunch of money in and then, you wake up 6 months later and half of it is there. You guys are literally actively watching it daily, every business day, trading appropriately according to the client's wishes. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. It's also super unique in the industry. So that's something also that's like we're really proud about at our firm. But yes, so we have the ability to be really tactical in the way that we manage things, which means that your financial advisor is looking at your accounts every single day and thinking about you every single day. And so again, that's kind of unique in the industry that we have the ability to do that. And it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of effort, especially on Adam's behalf. He's our kind of lead portfolio manager.
Yeah.
He's definitely put in the hours, put in the work, and put in the research. So,
I would also think, depending on the age of the client and their situation, a lot of things would vary. So, for example, if you've got a young 25-year-old that wants to be aggressive with their money, that would make sense, because they got a whole lot of time to make it, versus a 55-year-old that's about ready to maybe pull the plug in a few years. They probably want to invest in something that's a little bit less risky, because they've already made their money, so to speak. They just want to be able to live their retirement out. So you probably aren't going to go real aggressive with somebody like that.
Right.
Do people typically give you like, hey, I want to be 50% aggressive, 50% in bonds or whatever?
Yeah, I would say it's kind of a balancing act between like the advisor and the client, because we definitely take in like the client's perspective, right? We've got things called risk tolerance and risk appetite. So risk tolerance is, what your portfolio can withstand, and risk appetite is how much you as a client want to take on. Even if you're 40, but you're kind of risk averse and nervous about the stock market, that maybe your portfolio could withstand you being a bit more of an aggressive investor. But if your risk appetite is lower, then that might bring you down to more of a moderate. And so really the place for the financial advisor and that place is to, kind of help encourage them with acknowledging their risk appetite and tolerance to make sure that they're like correctly aligned.
One other thought too, I'll add too, is that Adam, who started the firm, Adam was sort of, along with Scott, kind of my impetus to get into real estate investing. So Adam,
our favorite success story.
Adam did not make a buck off it. My friend Scott didn't make a buck off it. You showed a lot of homes.
We were just happy that you found a place that you liked. We were happy that you found a place.
Hey, you brought up a good story though, Scott, and I think so. Cam, during the break, we were talking a little bit about you help everybody. Mm-hmm. You just don't know who's walking through the door. Is it going to be Frank Rizzo or Warren Buffett? Right. Who it is, and it doesn't matter. You take care of them. Scott, I liked your story. Tell your story about the customer that you helped. It was like a $60,000 condo, and it was a gentleman for his daughter. And you were a couple years into the business, and you helped the customer. And then at the end of it, at the closing table, he told you something specifically about passing a test. I'm putting you on the spot.
Oh yes, yeah. He had said you passed the test for working with my daughter, and now I'm going to be your client for the future.
Yeah,
basically what it was. He wanted to see if I would actually put the same kind of effort towards a $60,000 sale, and obviously he was worth a lot of money. And so I got to pass the test, and he sent me over a buyer rep contract, and we were on our way.
And he literally said that though, didn't he? Yeah. At the closing, you passed the test, but then you did how many deals with him over the years? Like 15 deals or something?
Wow. Yeah.
So anyway, that's part of the business, is it's not about the dollar, and you just, try to focus on the customer and doing what's right for them. Cam, we've got a featured listing in Northfield. Susan Mall has this one, 805 Haywood Road in Northfield for $650,000, 4-bed, 4-bath, 2-car garage as a den, spacious loft. It is a finished walkout Rambler. It's got a great entrance leading into, Susan said, a breathtaking foyer. There's a chef's kitchen, granite countertops, double oven, gas cooktop range, a lot of cabinets. The primary bedroom has a fireplace, a sitting room, and an ensuite bath with a soaking tub and stand-up shower, move-in ready, quick close. Scott, that's $650 for that one, 805 Haywood Road in Northfield.
Wow, very nice. Sounds very
nice. It's like a sauna in here.
Yeah.
It is like a sauna in here.
I can tell we're...
I was thinking about the other day, with every industry, you've been doing it a long time. We've been doing it a long time. And what is the one thing that somebody can say to you where you immediately are like, oh my gosh, we're in trouble? And when you were going through that house, it just dawned on me that there were some unique features. But if you ever get a call from a potential seller and they said, look, everybody's loved my house forever. It's going to be worth $1 zillion. And it's extremely unique. You're like, oh my God, we got a major problem here. Unique doesn't necessarily sell very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it depends on the unique. This particular house that sticks out, had 2 spiral staircases that
Okay.
that you had to walk up a real tight, that they just loved.
Yeah.
And of course, the feedback just tore it. We love the house, but we can't do the.
Think of a unique home. Ryan, would you like a unique home?
Yeah, I think you can just have a normal home and be unique within it.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Good
That's
point.
that's the description of your home life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Unique.
It's a basic house, but inside it's really unique.
Think about it though. What would be some things that make a home really unique? You think about it from over the years. What is something that's just like, how about I can think of one, I won't say where this is, but it's in a neighborhood I know pretty well. It's almost like a commercial construction building. It's a flat roof and it looks almost like a commercial structure in this neighborhood. Now, the gentleman that, the family that bought it, that lives there, I mean, wonderful. But resale, that is unique.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's very unique. Things that stick out to me is 2 stories with 1 bedroom upstairs.
Sure.
And they did a huge master upstairs. I'm not talking about 1.5 stories. I'm talking about a traditional
2-story,
a traditional 2-story
with 1 bedroom.
with 1 bedroom upstairs. And of course the cellars, it's incredible. We've got all this space, blah, blah, blah. We have huge closets. Problem is the majority of people have kids and they want their kids on the same level
Right.
they're at. And so you've eliminated so much of the market. And that's typically what unique homes do.
Mhm.
Is there a buyer for it? Sure. But is it going to blow up because it's so unique and 50 people are going to want it? Typically not.
I had a question. This question just came in saying, Ryan, did you see Rudy at Notre Dame? I did not see Rudy.
Top 5 movies all time for me. Though.
It is.
It is.
Rudy. Yeah, it is. Real quick story, just real quick. My freshman year, walked on campus. My roommate, his name, a gentleman named Vince Friedewald from Texas. Wonderful guy. Just a really good guy. Well, anyway, Vince, I found out, had a condo or townhome off campus that his parents owned.
Oh, wow.
Because they had this huge Notre Dame connection.
Sure.
So anyway, we ended up spending some time there, and Rudy, the actual Rudy, was the property manager of that building.
Oh, no way.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So there's your random.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow, that reminds me of a story when I was hanging out with Bo from Bemidji Tech, and he had a trailer a few blocks away. We were over there. It was sweet.
It was pretty cool. Hey, this is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. We are down here at WCCO every Saturday morning, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. We welcome your questions, comments, thoughts. Cam is here from Midwest Money Management. We got a couple other texts that have come in as well. We'll be sure to hit those. This is the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Cam, that's a good question about fees. It's kind of like real estate. A lot of times people say, what do you guys charge?
And it's just such a broad market because there's so many different services that you could provide. I mean, you could go to, any of the big wirehouses, even like you could go directly to Vanguard, E-Trade, and you could set up investments that have very, very, very low fees. You can chat online with like kind of a robo advisor.
Yeah.
So obviously like there's that side of things. And then you could find an extremely niche financial advisor. And so I find that we're kind of somewhere in the middle, but it really is like, it's a hard question to ask because the fees can be so broad because the services are so broad.
Right.
Well, yeah. And it's one of those things with a seller that, of course, commission is always something that's discussed. And, I just always say that no matter what industry you're in, everybody's not equal. So,
Right.
So commission's one thing, but if you get to the point where you're like, I'm going to go with this other agent because they're 0.5% less than Scott is, but in your mind, you're going, I want to go with Scott because I think the service and whatever, you're basically saying that you believe that other agent, I'm not using me as an example, I'm talking about any really good agent,
broadly speaking.
that you believe that they can get 0.5% more for a huge number. And the reality of that's probably not going to happen.
Right.
I mean, anything can happen, but typically an agent that has their stuff together, it's not a huge number, but I would always say it's between $10,000 to $25,000 in your pocket when you're using someone that understands how to market it, understands how to respond to the market if you're overpriced quickly to get you the most that you can. So it's it's just if I was hiring a financial advisor, fees would be the last thing on my mind. It would be, what are you going to do and how are you going to do it and how do you run your business?
Right.
And that's how I would pick it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Kim?
Yeah, no, I think that's a good approach. I mean, obviously I'm biased to our firm, but I do think that we provide a really good service. And so honestly, like we don't really have all that many conversations about fees. You know, when clients come in and they have their initial meeting with us, we call it a compatibility consultation. And
Scott's had a lot of those over the years. He's had a lot of them.
I told Adam, can I lay on the couch and get my compatibility?
And so we always disclose our fees right away in that initial meeting. It's something that we're super transparent about because I think that makes for a good relationship. And I find too that our clients aren't all that interested in the fees that they pay because they know that we're watching their investments. They know that we're doing their tax planning. They know that they always have a real person to call, like when they have a question, when they're buying a house, leasing a car, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okay, compatibility, Scott. I'm going to get you back on some of those dating apps, Scott. I'll be a compatibility consultant.
Make a profile here today.
Yeah, Scott, let's do it.
Oh, I've got profiles running on my profiles. I'm just not going to do the dating apps.
You need to get back on there again. I'll help you with some compatibility consultations. Right. Here we go. We're going live on air. Welcome back to the Minnesota Real Estate Show. Hope your weekend's going well. We've got a nice listing down in Montgomery, 920 Amelia Court Northeast. It's an open house today, the 8th from 1 to 3. Holly Walgrave, great agent on the Minnesota Real Estate team, and RE/MAX Advantage Plus has this property. It is a 4-bed, 3-bath home that's listed for $674,900. Scott, it's a custom built home. It is a very open floor plan, high vaulted ceilings, giant walk-in pantry, main level living. It's a large corner lot. It's got apple and pear trees. Very cool. And Holly said the views are to die for. Are you looking for a piece of heaven on earth? Come see this. Today, she said 920 Amelia Court Northeast in Montgomery, listed for $674,900. And then the last one, Scott, Linda Hip has got one in Mayer, 337 2nd Street Northwest in Mayer for $345,000. It is a townhome in the heart of downtown Mayer, walking distance to the parks, Dakota Trail, 3-bed, 3-bath, open floor plan, LVP on the main floor. It's got a spacious kitchen, granite countertops. Lower level has a large family room, 2 bedrooms, full bath. And the HOA does all the chores for you, Linda says. In an open house, Sunday. This Sunday, November 9th from 1 to 3 p.m. That, again, is 337 2nd Street Northwest in Mayer, $345,000. Nice townhome. It's a really nice town as well, Scott.
Yeah, it is. Sounds like a great property and super agent. Shout out to Bill Ebert. He's been texting, watches the show every week. Incredible agent on Ryan's team. We just sold a couple houses in Wisconsin, and I'm not licensed in Wisconsin. And so Bill actually helped a lot. Didn't want anything in return. Just a great guy. So if you are a Wisconsin potential seller or buyer, I'll tell you what. Bill Ebert is his name. You can find him on the show. Absolutely great guy and a super good agent.
Yeah, really good agent. Very just kind, helpful guy. Extremely knowledgeable. Everybody loves Bill and just the person that he is. So yeah, thank you. A big thanks to you, Bill. Cam, it's been super fun today. Congratulations on your recent wedding as well. Very happy for you. You just got back from your honeymoon.
Yes.
You are not jet lagged anymore, are you?
Not jet lagged anymore. Nope, just got over it.
Yeah, we're so congratulations though. Very happy for you. Last thoughts for people as we kind of head to the home stretch.
Yeah, I would say the one other thing regarding tax planning that I just wanted to throw out there for is something called Roth conversions. So Scott, we talked about earlier that the IRS, at age 73, that they force you to start taking money out of your pre-tax accounts. However, some people decide to voluntarily start paying tax out of their pre-tax accounts and move that money over into a Roth IRA. Why somebody might do that is because they take it out of an environment where they're going to, have to pay taxes on it down the road. They voluntarily pay it now, move it into a Roth IRA where the money starts growing tax-free and passes tax-free to your to your beneficiaries. And so Roth conversions, those have to be done by the end of the year. And so they have to be done by December 31st for them to be on your taxes for 2025. They're definitely not for everybody. And so I would definitely consult either, a tax preparer or a financial advisor on if that's something that would be helpful for you. But we are seeing a lot of Roth conversions here this year, especially with the new deduction that there is for people over 65 with the One Big Beautiful Bill Act. So there's a little bit more wiggle room even here this year for some folks. So, but definitely consult with a trusted partner before you go ahead and just make those decisions.
And you know what, Cam, your first marriage or your first wedding is always super fun.
Awesome. Awesome.
The second and third, they're not as fun.
They're not as fun. People stop showing up.
The first one is super fun.
Scott, that's terrible. Scott, we were talking about compatibility consultations, and maybe we'll get together. I could be a good wingman for you there.
I feel like I could be a good wingman.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, Scott?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely. Hey, it has been a fun show. Each week, again, we're here from 10 to 11. We help people buy homes, sell homes, invest in real estate. Wherever you are listening to the show, we have a top agent on the Minnesota real estate team that would love to help you, your family, friends. Our style is very low pressure, all about providing information, being helpful. Again, this past week, I was out in Las Vegas at the Zillow convention. We work with Zillow quite a bit. So buyers or sellers that are going to Zillow, you may end up with or our agent reaching out to you. And it's interesting, Scott, what Zillow is seeing, with our market. A lot of use of AI. They've got a lot of, a lot of really smart people there. So it's interesting with the use of AI there. And it was an interesting time in Vegas.
Yeah, Zillow was never our friend, really. As when they started, there was more of an adversarial relationship at that point, I think, and most people thought that they were trying to take real estate agents out of the equation. Well, they tried that didn't work, and so they've kind of morphed into a really good partner. I mean, because they have a great website. It produces a lot of leads, and what they've gone to is basically teams across the country that they know will service the people correctly. And Ryan's team is one of them. Yeah.
Again, 612-294-6949 is how you can join us throughout the week. If you have a chance, again, we would love to either see you in person or have you contribute by bringing food or financially at o'neillhope.org. Our food drive is next Friday. Again, the first $5,000 we've purchased of food, and it's not just boxed stuff. It is actually produce, fresh fruit, vegetables. Please spread the word. You can share the post on social media as well. Should be a great event, Scott. We've got a lot of shares. I think a lot of folks are going to be signing up. We're trying to do all our small part amidst the SNAP meltdown that's going on right now.
Yeah. And hopefully that is in its final phases, and we get the government back open, because it's getting ridiculous, and people are getting hurt. I mean, and the people that are getting hurt should not be.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Cam, best way for people to connect with you?
Best way for people to connect with us is calling our office at 651-204-3000. Again, that's 651-204-3000.
Scott, what do you think, bud? Last thoughts?
Just like a pro, gave that number out twice. I appreciate everybody tuning in. We're going to be here next Saturday, and the O'Neill Foundation of Hope. Check that out. And real quickly, Ryan, your concert.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Actually, the O'Neill brothers are getting the band together Saturday, the 20th of December, pianobrothers.com. Fun show, singing and playing on the two pianos, lots of instrumentalists. We're bringing in the Marylands, who were featured on The Voice. They were a hit on The Voice. So the Marylands, who are sisters, are coming in and joining us. So that will be fun, Scott.
Yeah, it's a great concert every year, and obviously
so fun
for an incredibly good cause. I will have my little box seat on the left.
Yes, I can see you there. You got to watch. I may pull you up this year, though.
Oh God, yeah. Do not do that. That would definitely ruin the show.
Yeah, it would be fun.
You have to have a bumper sticker on your car that says, "I hope somebody does something nice to you today." That's on Ryan's car. I'm sure Tim's is splattered with them.
splattered with them. Ryan, great job, bud. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
much.
Oh, yes, I try. Where's the show? Did you even say where the show is?
It is at the Edina Performing Arts Center. 2 different concerts, 2 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
Oh, geez.
All the money supports the O'Neill Foundation of Hope. We do it every year. This year, we're just doing 2 shows. Last year, we did 3. Should be a fun time. You guys were huge. You were our main sponsor last year, Midwest Money Management.
It's such a good show, Ryan. I've gone the last couple of years. We have an absolute blast every single time. So
I better get practicing.
yeah, no, it doesn't even seem like you practice because you guys are that good. Like, it's such an awesome show. It's fun. It's music. It's beautiful. All the things.
Yeah, thanks for being here today.
Yeah, thanks for having
Nice
me.
job, Scott.
You too.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Take care. Thanks for joining us, social media friends. Cam, we like Cam. Cam could host this thing.
Oh, thanks for having me. Just happy to be a presence today.
She could host this thing. Yeah, we're getting some agreement here by social media as well. You could totally. Hey, it was a fun show, guys. Have a good Saturday.
Yeah,
You too.
you
Good
too.
weekend. Big thanks to Ryan Perpich as well. Enjoy the weekend, everybody.